Today I'd like to talk a little bit about how to calibrate your bandsaw so that you can resaw wood and get those very nice, even, crisp cuts that you need for veneers or cabinet fronts, boxes, whatever you do. So I have this Rikon bandsaw, 14-inch, I love it. It's got a 3/4 inch resaw with a 2-3 cut on the teeth. This gives me a fairly smooth cut, but one of the problems I had is how to align the fence in order to get this cut. Well, I've tried a couple of different techniques, and the stock fence I just didn't like. It just didn't do a good job. So I bought myself a Carter magnet fence too, and that took care of some of my problems, but I still ended up with a problem of alignment. So how do you get around that issue? Well, it's not easy. I've tried a couple of different ways that they teach you. One way is to draw a line on a piece of wood, do a saw cut, and when that happens, now you got the angle. Hey, that works sometimes, not all the time, and it's not very precise. The other way to do it is you put a level, right angle guide over here, align it with the blade, and hope that you have everything right. And that works sometimes. But even those two methods, one of the problems that you still have is depth. Okay, you got the angle right, but you still got to screw around with depth. Well, Carter also makes another product that's called the F.A.S.T system, F-A.S.T, and I'll put their website up later on in the video so that you can take a look at it. And I think it's really a cool system for setting up the blades. There's no question that it works really well to do the nice thin cuts. So the F.A.S.T system costs $50, and you can get them online. You might be able to get them in a few other places. But the way that the F.A.S.T system works is it has a magnet with a 6-inch piece of aluminum on it with the various thicknesses, and you put it against the blade, snaps, bang, everything's cool. Well, hey, I got a CNC machine, and instead of paying $50, I could spend and waste the time to cut my own little thing. So I did. And I made a couple of different ones that I use all the time. And I made these out. This one is made out of aluminum, and this is my 1/4 inch standard. And this one is 2/10 of an inch, and then this one is 0.13 of an inch. You can see how thin this one is. It's really nice and thin. So what they have is they have a little slot here that's a kerf, so that snaps in to the kerf so that the kerf doesn't get in your way. And you have a little bit of a magnet that I bought at Harbor Freight for $3. For $3 you get 10 magnets. So I made a couple of these things up in different sizes. Here's a 1/2 inch size. And the way they work is all you have to do is you put it against there and let it go. Just make sure it gets in the curve. And there's your angle right off the bat. So now you just take your fence and you line it up as close as you can without touching. Just barely kiss it. Lock your fence down. Take this out, and voila, you're now ready to do a cut. And the cuts are precise, no problems whatsoever. So the entire F.A.S.T system that they sell is $50, like I said before, and I really like them, and they have videos of how to use them correctly. And with theirs, you can stack the magnets. So let's say I have a 1/4 inch one that I put on over here, and then I can put on this 2/10 of a one and add that to it. Now, it works for me, but this isn't as accurate as the F.A.S.T system is that you can buy from Carter. But for me, this is more than enough for what I want to do. So I think this cost me less than, $4 material tops, at most. And yeah, I spent a little time working on Mr. Machine to, do the cuts and everything. But it's very simple, very easy, and I'll put my plans up at the end of this video so that you can see what I did. But I really like this system. It works and it provides nice, consistent, very thin and accurate with the fence and with a good blade. So here we have a couple of samples of the guides that I made. So like I said, the 0.13, 0.2, 0.25, and finally the 1/2 inch. So for an example, I'm going to do probably, let's try this 0.2 and see what we got. And the nice thing about these store because they have the magnet right on the side of the bandsaw, and they get out of your way pretty fast. So you take it and you basically just let it go. Now that aligns it. Now we can move the fence again into the right place. You just don't want to touch it. Lock the fence down. I still got a little bit of wiggle here, so let's try that again. Okay, and then pull off the guide. So I have this nice MDF I'm going to show. So I'll start it up. And just leave it there. Do the guide. If you did your alignment right, you should have a nice, if you did your alignment right, you should have a very nice piece of wood that's the correct distance. .985. 0.860, you know, less than 50 thousandths of an inch difference between those 2 points. So that's how easy it is.